All right, guys, do not let Dodge make you think that you need to go out and buy a mortgage payment in a car just because this is the last year of the Hemi and the Hellcat. Too many people are hitting my DMs saying that they're looking at Scats that's running 68, 70, 71. They're looking at Hellcats that's 80, 90, $98,000 with tax, with all of the, the incentives and markups that come from the dealership. No Hellcat or SCATPACK is worth a mortgage payment. Do not let Dodge make you think that if you don't get your SCATPACK or your Hellcat or your RT this year, that you're going to be missing out or you're never going to get your hands on one of these cars. There's a such thing as a used car market. These cars will always be around for quite some time, right? There will always be a V8 Hemi, Charger, Challenger, Trackhawk of some sort, Ram TRX somewhere for purchase. Do not go out and spend a mortgage payment on a car. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Knockout360 here with another video for you guys. As you can tell, I'm in a car that makes this a car blog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it, man. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets, anything and everything car related happens on this channel, man. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you are in the right place. For everyone else, hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So I just wanted to make this video, man. A lot of people are hitting my DMs and they're saying, man, I'm trying to get my last, or I'm trying to get the last SCATPACK or the last Hellcat or the last RT. I'm trying to get my hands on that before they go away. I'm trying to get my hands on an RT. I'm trying to get my hands on a V8 Hemi. My dream car is a V8 Hemi. My dream car is a SCATPACK. My dream car is a wide body Hellcat. That's all well and good, right? No problems there whatsoever. I got no problems with that premise. Where I do have a problem is when you guys hit my DMs and the SCATPACK that you're looking at is a slim body that's going for $69,000, or it's a wide body that's going for $72,000, or it's a Hellcat that's going for $95,000, $96,000. That's where I have a problem, because if you do the math and you look at the monthly payment on those cars, and it doesn't even matter what your down payment is going to look like, you're going to be paying north of $800, $900, $1,000 plus. Now, where I'm from, Charlotte, North Carolina, $800, $900, $1,000 a month. That is rent. In some cases, that's a mortgage. I bought my house in 2015, so that's a mortgage for me. I can't imagine myself paying a mortgage payment on a car every month for the sake of saying that I got a wide body Scat or a wide body Cat. You feel me? Like, a lot of people are coming to my DMs and they're like, man, what you think about this Scat? What you think about this wide body Scat? I go to the price immediately. Like, I know what the car looks like. I know what it performs like. You don't have to show me that. I don't need the specifications. Trust me. I know everything there is to know about a V8 Hemi. I go immediately to the price. As soon as I see a high 6 or a 7 number on a Scat, I immediately tell that person, not worth it. Do not do it. I had a guy hit me in the DMs the other day. It was a green, F8 green Charger wide body. It was a 21, not even a 22, not even a brand new, $68,000. I think it had 5,000, maybe 8,000 miles on it. 68,000 for an 8,000 mile wide body SCATPACK Charger. That's a 21. So technically what? It's a year old. I hit the dude immediately. I said, no way. No, sir. I paid 47. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys this in the past. I paid 47,000 for my wide body SCATPACK. Now, mind you, I got my wide body literally as it was coming off the truck. Like, my dealership hit me, my homegirl Bailey Butler, and we've talked about her in the past. She hit me on like a Saturday and said, this is back in 2020, right before the pandemic hit. These were the first line of wide bodies, Chargers and Challenger SCATPACKs to come off the truck. She hit me on a Saturday and said that she just got 2 brand new SCATPACK Chargers wide bodies in Saturday. I went up there and I bought that motherfucker on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how soon I had to buy that car. And I got it for 47 because of the timing. Like, the timing aspect was perfect. Let me brighten you guys up a little bit. I'm sorry, it's getting a little dark. I waited a long time to film this video and it's a mess outside. But I got my car right off the lot. If this car that I'm sitting in right now was $58,000, $65,000, $70,000, I would still be in my V6 Charger. I would be filming all of these videos in my V6 Charger. You know what I'm saying? No car is worth a mortgage or rent payment, guys. I understand that everybody wants to get a Scat. I understand it's cool right now. I understand owning a wide body Cat is cool right now. One of the most powerful cars, not to mention, even at $95,000, 797 horsepower Hellcat is still affordable compared to everything else. Like, you start talking AMG, you're easily paying 115, 130, 160. You start talking BMW M6 or M5, you're easily talking 110, 130. So the fact that you're getting 797 under 100,000 is still reasonable, but it's not reasonable when you kind of juxtapose that to other people that have bought Hellcats for 85 or 90, 79,000. I've got a homeboy that's got a used Hellcat. He bought his used, and this dude only paid, I want to say 68,000 for it. Now, mind you, it was used and it was probably 2 or 3 years old. And I think it had maybe 30, 40,000 on it, miles. But the brother still got it for 68,000, man. Like, for one, these cars hold their value really well. Two, you're always going to find a Scat Pack or a Hellcat somewhere. Don't let the marketing fool you into thinking that if you don't get your V8 this year, you're never going to get one. That's not the case. There's this thing called the used car market. All of these 23s and 24s that are coming out right now that people buy, within a year's time, they're not going to be able to afford them, or they're just going to be tired of them, or they're just going to realize that it doesn't make sense to have an 800 horsepower car that's just sitting in the garage. Henceforth, the reason those cars go to the used car market. Do not let Dodge and the marketing and the hype put you in a bad situation where you're paying $800, $900, $1,000 for a Scat Pack, or $1,500 plus for a Hellcat. $1,500 in Charlotte, North Carolina right now is rent, it's mortgage, that's an actual investment. Me and my situation was a little different. I actually make money off of this car. So these videos are pretty much paying for this car. My situation is different. But for the average person driving around in $100,000 Dodge, I mean, let's just, as much as I hate when people say this, it kind of makes sense. At the end of the day, it's a Dodge. You're not buying an AMG. You're not buying a Lamborghini. You're not buying a M-Series BMW. It's a Dodge. I don't see myself dropping 6 figures for a Dodge, for a Chrysler product. Especially when you know, like I know, 30,000 of that is just under the hood of the car. Let's not act like we got the most luxurious interiors or the best technology. We don't, right? Like, this interior that I'm sitting in right now has looked the same since 2015, and probably a little bit before that. So let's not act like we're getting a creme de la creme for 6 figures. We're not. You're getting a big engine, a nice body, and a relatively decent inside, which I don't think is worth 6 figures, but who am I? I'm seeing guys hit me in the DMs that are talking about $71,000 Scat Pack Chargers. And when they sit down with the dealership, they're talking about a little under $1,000 a month, $880 a month, $930 a month. And I'm just like, no, that does not make sense. Now, mind you, if money doesn't matter, do what you want. Spend your money how you want. Who the hell am I to tell you otherwise? But for the average American, for 90% of the population, money is a factor. I do not want you guys putting $1,000 a month into a damn Scat Pack Charger or Challenger, no matter how bad you want it. That, to me personally, is a bad financial decision. At the end of the day, when it comes to cars, for one, nobody needs a 500 horsepower muscle car or a 800 horsepower muscle car. Let's be honest here. At the end of the day, a car's purpose is to get you from A to B. So we could all just be sitting here driving Hondas and Toyotas. You feel me? Getting from A to B. It's getting real dark. You can tell the street light is coming on to the back. I'll brighten this up in post. But, nobody needs an 800 horsepower muscle car. So the fact that we're going out buying these cars is kind of like, it's a luxury. It's not a necessity. So if you got a house or you got an apartment, you already halfway through or halfway there. You don't need $1,000 payment on top of that for a 500 horsepower car, or even 1,000, or even a 800 horsepower car, right? Do not let the market trick you into believing that you need to get a brand new Scat or Cat, regardless of the price. Do not let the market do that to you. I'm seeing too many people out here that's looking at $70,000, $80,000 scats, $90,000, $100,000 cats. And so when you come in my DMs, and now granted, my shit is not fully loaded by any stretch of the imagination. I got cloth seats. I don't have a sunroof, right? So that plays a factor into, listen to the rain. That plays a factor into my price, getting it for $47,000. But even with leather seats and a sunroof, that's not $70,000 right there. Or better yet, that's not a $25,000, $30,000 difference from what I'm paying for this scat for what you're about to pay for your scat. It's not. Do not let the market trick you into believing that, you know, you need to pay whatever price they set for these cars. Do your research. I know people who live in Charlotte, live in Gastonia, live in Columbia, South Carolina, that have driven to Florida to get a car because the deal in Jacksonville is better than the deal in South Carolina or North Carolina. Like, that's what it's going to take. You've got to do your homework. You cannot be lazy. Sometimes it's not going to work at your local dealership down the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you this, guys, because at the end of the day, no car is worth the mortgage payment. No car is worth, you can't live, I mean, let's be realistic here. You can't live in a damn car. I can't really have sex in this car. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could stretch the seats back, but I can't get comfortable like that. So you may be able to impress a woman with a nice car, but it's like, what else do you have? That's about it. That's all I have. All I have is this car. Like, that's my life. You know, I understand that everybody wants scats and cats right now, especially because they're hot and they're in the media. Rappers are talking about them. You got, I mean, I think I saw Shaquille O'Neal got a Hellcat wide body, a red and black joint. I'm not a fan of his rap, but he has one. And for the first time in a long time, having a Hellcat or having a Scat Pack almost, you know, it bridges that connection between you and like a celebrity. Like, if Shaq is driving a Hellcat, you know it's got to be a cool car. You know what I'm saying? And he's a multi-millionaire. But once again, no car is a house. No car is a mortgage payment. At the end of the day, as soon as you drive that Hellcat, that Scat Pack off the lot, you already know the saying better than I do. It depreciates. If you were to buy a brand new Hellcat, take it up to McDonald's or Popeyes, get you a chicken sandwich, and then realize, you know what, I really shouldn't have done that, and then take it back to the dealership, you are not going to be able to sell it to them for the same price that you bought it. Like, that's just how depreciation works, and it sucks, but that's how it works. So I'm saying that to you guys. For one, do your research. If you want a Scat or Cat or an RT, do your damn research. If you got to go 3, 4, 5 states over to get that car, do it. You'll thank yourself on a monthly basis when you're paying hundreds of dollars less than the average person. 2, it's not the end of the world if you don't get a damn Scat or Cat right now. The used car market will be flooded with these cars in 2023 and 2024. People are upgrading naturally, right? We have no idea what the legislation is going to look like in the future. They may make it to where owning a gas guzzling car is a tax that you got to pay every month. If that's the case, these cars they're gone. They're gone. Everybody's getting rid of them. Trust me when I say that. Just don't break the bank for one of these cars, because it's not worth it, if you ask me. I love this car. I have fun with this car. I've met a lot of people because of this car. I've gotten a lot of opportunities. Obviously, I'm talking to you guys because of this car. But if I wasn't doing what I'm doing as far as the YouTube situation is concerned, I couldn't see myself owning, you know what I'm saying, $1,000 a month car just for the sake of saying I own that. Now, like I said, if money's no object and you got it like that, do what you want. You feel me? Do what you want. I'm just saying, no Scat Pack or Hellcat will ever be a house. My realtor hit me up a couple weeks ago, and she was asking me questions about like Dodge and stuff like that. And long story short, apparently she was in the process of settling on a house or closing on a house with one of her clients. And in the midst of the closing process, he went out and bought a Charger. Apparently he didn't know the difference between a Scat Pack and a RT. And he thought that he was just looking at the body and he would say, oh, it's a Scat Pack. But you guys know, like I know, Dodge started putting the SRT appearance packages on all Chargers, V6, 5.7, 6.4s, whatever. So he goes up there, and somehow or another, the dealership talked him into believing that it was a Scat Pack. And he's paying $984 a month for it. And it's not a Scat Pack. It's a 5.7 with the SRT appearance package. And the reason she called me is because she wanted to, for one, confirm that it was a 5.7 and not a 6.4. And two, tell me that because of his purchase, he is now in jeopardy of not being able to close on his house because he's paying almost $1,000 a month for a car and he doesn't have enough disposable income for the mortgage. All of that stuff factors in. You know what I'm saying? When you go and buy a house, they're going to ask you how much of this, how much is that, how much you paying for your car roughly. You get in there talking about you're paying $1,000 for a charger. They're going to look at you and say, okay, so you have more than enough money disposable to pay for this house. Is that correct? You get in there and start stuttering, you're not closing on that house. And that's what unfortunately is happening to this young guy that my realtor is working with, is that his buying of the house is in jeopardy now because of his decision to go out and basically get finessed into buying a 5.7 charger that he thought was a 6.4. And he's paying a little under $1,000 for it a month. I'm telling you guys, do not do it. If you're hearing it from me, you know it's real. Because at the end of the day, I want everybody to have scats and cats. I want us to all to be able to tear the city up and put on for Mopar. But not at the expense of, you know, a comfortable life or a lifestyle. You feel me? Just do your math. Do your research. Do your homework. Talk to people. Compare apples to apples. These cars, I understand they're not going to make them next year. But when I say they're not going anywhere, I mean that to say you're going to be able to find a V8 Charger or Challenger pretty much at, you know, readily for the next couple of years. Don't make them, don't let them, or don't allow them to have you thinking that this last year is it. If you don't get a Scat or a Cat, you're never going to find one. That's not true. That's not damn true. I mean, you can find a GT 350 Mustang that came out 5-6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You can find an SRT Charger, SRT 392 Charger that came out 6-7 years ago. So with that being said, it's just one of them things like these cars aren't going anywhere for a little while, for quite some time. You've got years. So if you guys is getting out of high school and want your Scat or your Cat, you got time. For you guys is getting out of college and you want your, I'm over here looking at this, there's a van right here. You know what I'm saying? It looks like some straight up Jeepers Creepers stuff. Blacked out tent, and I just saw somebody get out, you know, on the other side. And I'm sitting here constantly trying to check on them to see what they got going on. But trust me when I say I'm not alone, if you know what I mean. So I'm not worried. But you guys that's getting out of college, that's getting out of high school, all that stuff, man, like you're going to have time to get your Scat or Cat. It may not be brand new, but it's still going to be a Scat or a Cat. And it's going to be something that you can get a reasonable price for. So that's my message here. I apologize for ranting, but I just had to say it, guys. Like, I just don't want you guys going out there making silly mistakes for the sake of I own a Scat or a Cat. It's not worth it. It's a Dodge at the end of the day. Let's just be real here, right? Let's just call it what it is. It's a Dodge. It's a Mopar. It's a Chrysler. It's not a Lambo. It's not an AMG. It's not a Porsche. It's not a BMW. It's a Dodge. It's the same company that made the damn Intrepids. Same company that made the damn Neons. Same company that made the damn Stratuses. Like, come on now. It's a Dodge. You know, no Dodge is a house. So that's it, guys. Talk to me, man. How do you feel about it? My biggest thing is I just don't want you guys going out there and making bad financial decisions for the sake of saying I own a Scat or a Cat. It's not worth it. Talk to me. See you guys in the next one. Peace.